I feel like a traitor because I'm still close with family members who cut off my sister when we were kids. Our parents have been divorced since I was really young, like 2 or 3. Mom had primary custody, but we spent a lot of time with our dad and his side of the family too, holidays especially. Then at some point when I want to say between 7 and 10, Dad started only picking me up and my sister, I'll call her M, stayed behind at Mom's. I don't remember if I asked why at the time. I was a kinda oblivious a-hole kid who only cared about video games, and M and I didn't get along at that age, so I didn't question it. Over time I found out it was because M did something that upset the adults on Dad's side of the family so bad that she got banned from all our aunts and uncles' houses, and our grandma told our dad to cut her off completely. No one would tell me what she did, but M had a lot of emotional and behavior problems at the time, so I figured it was one of her tantrums or stunts at school that finally broke the camel's back, so to speak. M hasn't spoken to our dad or anyone from his family in at least 15 years, and her relationship with our mom never recovered from whatever happened back then either. So until I started getting more mature and making an effort to fix our relationship, she didn't really have anyone that showed her any family affection. A few years ago I started to notice that M gets depressed when she knows I'm going to see our dad's family, especially on holidays, so I tried to do the hero brother thing and facilitate a reconciliation. It didn't work out. Dad, Grandma, and anyone else in the family I approached about M said there's no coming back from her actions. But when I asked what that was, they got all uncomfortable and said it wasn't for them to tell me. I took that to mean I should ask M herself, so I did, but she got really upset and wouldn't tell me because it was too humiliating. Finally I gave up and asked Mom, which ended badly to say the least. Mom has a lot of issues when it comes to M in the past. This past Sunday of course was Easter and I went to Grandma's for the usual big family supper. I try not to mention anything when I go to family functions so as not to make M feel worse, but she's not dumb. She knows what goes on holidays. I decided to dip out early and surprise M with a drive to Dairy Queen, but when I got home I heard her crying in the living room. Like I can't even describe it, but she obviously thought she was alone in the house or she'd never cry like that. The sound straight punched me in the gut. I didn't want to embarrass her, so I left again and texted her from my car saying I'd be home in 20 minutes. Went and got some ice creams for us, and came back. She wasn't crying when I got back, but it was obvious she was before. She mentioned that she came across some old family photos on her laptop and got kinda emotional. I'm feeling like a pretty crappy brother right now, to say the least. My gut reaction is that no matter what M did, she was only a kid when she did it, and therefore cutting her off from our family was overkill, and I should be supporting her 100% instead of playing happy families on both sides. But at the same time I can't bring myself to ditch my dad's family and make myself an outcast too, because they've always loved and supported me. Family drama sucks, man. I miss being the little self-centered a-hole who had no clue any of this was going on. This bull crap must be why I always get urges to un-okay myself when I get too drunk.